out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game is not over. In fact, it's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Had to take care of a little business before I came on the air. A lot going on today. A lot going on in the world of sports and outside of the world of sports for you boys. So, again, glad you're here on this winning Wednesday. Got a lot going to be doing today. Of course, we're going to play some stats battles. We're going to do that. Got a good one for you today. I got one today that's evenly matched. I don't know if you're going to be able to figure out where it's going today. And then I got a bunch of tickets. To the State Fair Classic. The State Fair Classic for those who want to get out of the house and get out and maybe go check out a little football. The State Fair 2021 Classic. Grambling versus Prairie View, and I think it's the do-over from when the SWAC decided to postpone its football and sports until the fall, until the spring. I think this is the game. It's going to be February the 27th. Up in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. And if you want to go, I've got some tickets to give away. And we'll do that today. So again, now don't call me about COVID. If you don't want to go, if you are concerned about going, then just don't call in. Just don't call in and win the tickets. Let them be for somebody who feels comfortable going out and going to the event. And I'm not trying to tell you which way to go either way. I'm just saying I got tickets to give away for those who want to go. All right, fair enough. David Baptiste. He would call in on the day that I'm giving stuff away because you know what he going to do. David is going to mess it up for somebody. He going to mess it up for somebody. David, what's up, brother? And y'all, I tell you what, there ain't many people better, more brilliant, more lovely than this woman right here, Irma J. Y'all know she's been on the show multiple times. Got to have her back again. She out there creating, man. She's out there doing big things. I can't wait to see it all. So anyway, got to take another quick break. This segment is brought to you by OMG Tires and More. And we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. David.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
Let's do it.
The legendary
Urban J, let's do it.
1140 AM. The legendary KYOK
Urban J, I just sent you something.
92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our winning Wednesday. And like I said, somebody is going to win a couple of tickets to go see the State Fair Classic, Grambling versus Prairie View, February the 27th up in Dallas. Now, again, if you want to go, you got a chance to win. If you don't want to go, I don't need the press conference that I just saw earlier today from the infectious disease team under the new administration of President Joe Biden. Good press conference. We'll leave it there. That's information for them. I want to know people who want to go. All right. Okay, so Rockets got a win last night. Third win in a row, and this one had a lot of energy on it. It had a lot of energy on it because you had John Wall going against his former team, the Washington Wizards, and you had Russell Westbrook going against one of his former teams, the Houston Rockets. And there was some juice on that thing. Irma, that thing was juicy. There was some juice on that thing last night. In fact, the two of them got into a, bumping of the gums. And one thing I know about Russ Westbrook, he ain't gonna back down. He is like, what's that the intro that I play for Chris Gardner, who will be with us tomorrow. For Chris Gardner, I won't back down. Listen, I dunk on everybody. I dunk on everybody. And John Wall, to his credit, didn't back down against Russell Westbrook. And I think Wall got the technical foul, and then Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins, came up and they did their little handshake. Like, yeah, that's how you don't back down. I say all that to say this Rockets team ain't bad. This Rocket team has, back in the day, what we used to call some spunk. You know how you back on the, you playing pickup basketball, and all of a sudden you look over to see who's got next, and it's Lil Man. And you're like, Lil Man, what are you doing over there? I got next. And you're like, Lil Man, you ain't even got no team. You can't just come out here. And little man said, I got next. Respect my call. And you're like, all right, no problem. And little man gets the next game and he picks up, who he wants from the losing team, and they ball out. And you look at little man, he said, little man, you got some game. You got some hustle. I like that in you, little man. You got spunk. I like that. I like that about this Rockets team. They might not win the Western Conference. They might not even win the division. What is the division? The Southwest, blah, 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 blah. But they got some heart. They got some pride. They playing with something. I like it. I don't know how many they're going to win, but I like it. They didn't back down. Oh, well, AJ, Washington is terrible. The wins count. There's no win column for a great team and no different win column for a terrible team. You got to beat the teams you play. And the last 3 teams that they played, they done beat them all. And they might make it 4 in a row if they can beat Portland here tomorrow at home. I'm liking it. I'm also liking the listen, let me break this down for you with these Rockets from yesterday. Let me let you see this real quick. Check this out. Yesterday, Rockets Wizards box score. Check this out. The Rockets got 19 and 11 from DeMarcus. They got 20 from Victor Oladipo. They got 24. I said it right. 24 from John Wall. And then off the bench, they got 20 from Eric Gordon. They got 11 from Nwabwa. And they got 8 from Brown. What are you saying to me, AJ? They had really 3 players over 20 and another one with 19. That's balanced scoring. That's a balanced squad. You got 4 guys dropping 20 and another one grabbing a bunch of boards. Hey, man. And that's without Christian Wood. I like it. I like what I see. I like David Nwabwa. I like him. He might not be a household name, but I like him. And I don't know what has gotten into Eric Gordon, but whatever it is, I hope he keeps drinking it. I hope he keeps eating it. I think he done got on some black seed oil. You know, that black seed oil supposedly is the everything for everything. I think he's on that. What's that stuff? I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? Oh, sea moss. I think he done got a hold of some of that sea moss. Black seed oil and sea moss, and all of a sudden Eric Gordon is the man. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. And again, they did that without Christian Wood. They did that without Mason Jones. They did that without some of their role players. And listen, Daniel House has not gotten it together yet. Imagine when he gets his game back on track. Imagine that. And then they got some other young players. PJ Tucker contributed a grand total of no points, 2 rebounds, and no assists. And they still win by almost 20. I'm liking this. I didn't say I love them. I said I'm liking this Houston Rockets team. You ain't got to like them. You ain't got to like them. I mean, let me get to the standings. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't, listen, they not competing for a grand total of nothing right now with the Rockets standings. Hold on. I'm finna get it. I know y'all sharper than me. Y'all got them. Let's go conference. How about that? The Rockets right now, after winning 3 in a row, are, 9th, 10th, 11th. They are 11th at 7-9. Right behind Dallas at 8-9. Right behind the Spurs at 9-8. And then they're, a game and a half? Yeah, they're a game and a half out of that number 8 spot. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. I don't know if I want them to get in the top 8, though. I know y'all don't want to hear this. I don't know if I want them to get in the top 8. I want the Rockets to get a lottery pick in their lives. Well, who would they get, AJ? I don't know. Who's the best player in college right now? Who's the best player in college right now? I want the Rockets. The Rockets have historically not done anything in the draft. The last great or good draft pick that they had was Clint Capella. Clint Capella. And he balling right now in Atlanta. Capella's balling right now in Atlanta. I might have to call over there to Atlanta and say, hello, man, I speak with Clint Capella. It's AJ Jones from the lunch break in Houston. I owe him an apology. Can you put him on, please? Wait, you owe him an apology? Yes, I owe him an apology, and I got to get it to him personally. Hello? Hey, Clint, it's AJ with the lunch break. I know you used to listen to the show when you were in town, and I owe you an apology. You balling out over there right now. You are balling out over there right now. And I'm sorry. I said your game was one-dimensional, and apparently they didn't use you right here in Houston, so I apologize. Well, thank you. You're welcome. Bye. That's it. That's all you got to do sometimes. And, you know, sometimes it's not about being the bigger person. I hate that phrase. Whoever came up with that phrase was somebody that was still trying to throw shade at the person that they were about to apologize to. That whole bigger person thing, y'all done got caught up in somebody else's shade that they were still trying to throw at the person that they were calling themselves trying to apologize to. Yeah, I'm just trying to be the bigger person, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize. Wait, what? That's like somebody saying, I apologize even though you were wrong. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm just trying to be the bigger person. Sometimes it's not about trying to be the bigger person. It's about just doing the right thing. Right thing is I owe you an apology. I apologize. And Clint Capella is balling over there in Atlanta. I hope they're treating him right over there. I do. So anyway, Rockets got their third win in a row. Rockets making a little bit of a climb up the ladder. They're a half game behind Dallas. They're a game and a half behind the Spurs and Golden State. And wow, I mean, check this out. The Rockets are really 2 games out of the number 5 spot in the West. I keep telling y'all, it's early. Stop writing people off early. It's too early to write the Rockets off. They haven't been healthy completely. They haven't had their full complement of players. We haven't, really, I was going to say we haven't really got a chance to see Steven Silas coach, but that's not true. We're seeing him coach pretty good right now. Because he's just going out there with who he's got and is finding a way to win. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. I like it. I like it. Come on, Rockets. Come on, Rockets. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. All right, so that was that. What else did we have last night in basketball? Last night in basketball, we had Atlanta beat the Clippers, but the Clippers were shorthanded. I told y'all Clint Capella's over there balling a little bit. Clint Capella had 13 points, 18 rebounds last night, and 2 blocked shots. So whatever they're doing down there in Atlanta with Clint Capella, it's working. It's working. Trae Young had 38 last night. The Clippers were without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George last night. They started Batum, Ibaka, Kennard, Mann, and Jackson, and they were still only 9 points away from the win. So Clippers are pretty good. They lost that one last night, so that's how that one went. And then Utah beat the Knicks 108-94. Got some good ones tonight. You got the Lakers, number 1 team in the West, versus the 76ers, number 1 team in the East. And I know it's early, regular season, but it's still going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. Anthony Davis against your boy, the big man over in Philly, Joel Embiid. It's going to be fun to watch. And for all of y'all who are still, LeBron, stop it. LeBron James is literally one of the best athletes to ever play a sport. LeBron. I mean, really, put LeBron in a football uniform, I believe he would be dominant. Put LeBron in a hockey uniform on skates and train him up right now. I'm not just saying raw talent. I'm saying in each one of these sports, train LeBron up right, and I guarantee you he would be dominant. LeBron is what y'all are trying to make Tom Brady out to be. If you put Tom Brady on a basketball court and train him up right, that speed, I mean, he better be smart as Bird. Bird didn't have quick foot speed, but Bird had other stuff. So if Tom Brady could be a Larry Bird, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. And I think that if you train Brady up in hockey, he'd be all right. He'd be all right. Horrible in track, though. Horrible in track. He better be a distance runner in track because he ain't going to run past nobody. Baseball, You know, LeBron's got a better chance of being a big hurt kind of player. Big hurt kind of player. Didn't the Yankees have a big guy? Who was the big guy that the Yankees had that could have been a baseball player? I can see him right now. I can see his smile, but I can't think of his name. Yankees had a big-time player, real big guy, could have played basketball, looked like he was a basketball turned baseball player. But I could see LeBron being a big hurt kind of player. Yeah, I'm not saying Brady would have been bad at baseball now. Don't get me wrong, please. I think Brady might have been pretty good at baseball. I'm just saying, LeBron is just legit. You know, you keep talking about these greatest athletes. LeBron's ahead of Brady. LeBron is ahead of Brady. So that'll be an interesting game tonight. Lakers and the 76ers. Bucks and, no, not Judge. Older player. Gosh, I cannot think of his name. I see his face, big smile, big mustache kind of thing, mustache goatee guy. I cannot think of his name, though. That's going to eat me up. I got to get it before long. I got to get it. I'll Google it. But anyway, so that'll be a good one. Milwaukee and Toronto. Toronto's starting to come on. The Celtics and the Spurs is going to be a better game tonight than most folks think. And it's in San Antonio. The Celtics have Tatum back. So that'll be interesting. Zion Williamson and the Pelicans have Washington in town tonight. Dallas has Utah in Utah. Minnesota and the Warriors. Oh, yeah, y'all remember some folks were trying to bury the Warriors. Steph can't play. He can't lead the team. I'm talking to myself because I did say Steph can't lead a team like others, but I apologize to Steph too. Oh, can you put Steph Curry on the phone? It's A.J. Jones with the lunch break. I owe him an apology. So, yeah, some good games tonight. We'll see. All right, I got to take a break. And when I come back, I'm going to find out who that ball player is for the Yankees. I couldn't remember his name. Anyway, if you're a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, and you're interested in driving for a reputable company, dial this number, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. If you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, and you want to drive for a reputable company, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Hi, this is Sonia from Southeast Houston, and you're listening to The Lunch Break on 92.3 and KYOK.
I've been rocking this song in my car for the last couple of weeks, man. I don't know why I've been in a Ghetto Boys kind of mood. Clean version. But yeah, man. One thing that I gotta admit, I know y'all gonna think I'm throwing shade at people, but I'm not. It feels good not to have to jump up and immediately grab my phone or my tablet and try and find out what in the world happened while I was asleep. Like, what happened while I was asleep? I mean, normalcy, sometimes boring normalcy is better than just craziness overnight. I'm serious. I have not jumped up trying to say, all right, what done happened now? Nope, hadn't had to do it. I mean, are things better and different? Nah, it's very little has changed, but enough has changed that I know I don't have to look for crazy tweets and crazy posts and just out of this world like, oh yeah, we decided we're no longer gonna speak to Paris. Huh? We gonna do what? Yeah, we don't want to be friends with Paris anymore. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Look, lock in, hold on, let's see where this goes. So anyway, Dave Winfield is the name of the guy that I was looking for with the Yankees that LeBron James probably could have been in the mind of. Dave Winfield is the one that I was thinking about with him. All right, so anyway, got a tough one I got to bring up, and I got to bring it up now in the first hour. A lot of the major networks are not talking about this. A lot of the major networks are not talking about this, so I got to be the one, and not because I'm trying to be different or anything like that. It's just we right is right, wrong is wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Let me read this article, and then y'all tell me what should happen. Liz Rocher for Yahoo Sports says Chad Wheeler is a backup offensive tackle for the Seattle Seahawks. He was arrested early Saturday. Today is what? Wednesday. He was arrested early Saturday morning on charges of domestic violence and assault. Wheeler is 27 years old and was arrested after local police in Kent, Washington, responded to a 911 call from his girlfriend, the alleged victim. The report says that the officers heard screaming from inside the apartment when they arrived. They forced their way into the apartment and headed to the bathroom where the screaming was continuing. They found Wheeler, the football player, standing beside the victim. According to the report, Wheeler was initially uncooperative with officers' attempt to arrest him. In other words, he resisted arrest. It's interesting how it's written when it's certain people. He was initially uncooperative when the officers were trying to arrest him. Wheeler is accused of throwing the woman on the bed and strangling her until she lost consciousness. When she awoke, Wheeler allegedly said, "Wow, you're alive?" She then ran to the bathroom and locked herself in, where she called 911. Wheeler then allegedly picked the lock to the bathroom door and forced his way in, which is where the responding officers found him. The report said that the fight began when Wheeler asked the victim to bow to him, and she refused. So it wasn't self-defense, wasn't trying to defend an infant, a minor, a child, wasn't trying to stop a dog from being abused, wasn't trying to allegedly break up some kind of nefarious crime. So I know people say that I always talk about race, so I won't bring race up. But one member in the relationship wanted another member of the relationship to bow down to them. And when the one member in the relationship didn't want to bow down to the other member in the relationship, the football player threw her on the bed and allegedly choked her until she lost consciousness. And apparently he knew that he choked her so hard because his comment when she came to was, "You're still alive?" What's interesting was when he made the statement, according to the report, when he made the statement that "you're still alive," he was sitting at a table eating while she was laying on the bed, possibly dead, because he had choked her because she wouldn't bow. The police report said that the fight began when Wheeler asked the victim to bow to him and she refused. It also said that Wheeler had not been taking his prescribed medicine for bipolar disorder. Wheeler is listed as 6'7" and 310 pounds, and the victim is listed at 5'9", 145 pounds. She went to the hospital to receive treatment for arm pain and other injuries. The Seahawks released a brief statement regarding the charges against Wheeler, saying, and I quote, "We are aware of the situation and still gathering information." Wheeler has been released, and the bail was set at $400,000. So, a couple of thoughts. Interesting that the major networks are not covering this more because it is a huge story. Remember when Adrian Peterson spanked his child? You know, some people feel like it was on every single solitary update. Sports Center, Fox Sports, CBS Sports, NBC Sports. Of course, you know the Ray Rice thing. I think what made that one more sensational, if you will, was the video. The fact that we had actual video, eyewitness evidence of what happened, and you know, there was no surviving that for Ray Rice. We saw the Kareem Hunt situation where he kicked a girl. and still praying for her wherever she might be. We never get the follow-up from the victim. We always, oh, Kareem deserves another chance, and what team is going to pick him up, and that, and, Cleveland. I think Cleveland got to that like before a year was even up. But here's this one, and it's barely covered. And the issue at hand was that someone who should have been taking their medicine didn't, and they literally almost killed someone. Why? Not defending themselves, not defending an infant or a child, not defending a helpless animal, not stopping a attempted murder or attempted robbery or assault or something like that, but because the person wouldn't bow. I know it's alleged. I know they haven't been to court. Nothing has been tried. Nothing has been litigated. But remember the Ezekiel Elliott situation? That one had been investigated. That one had been, at least in the offices of court officials who decided they didn't have enough evidence to charge Ezekiel Elliott. But the league still found a way to suspend him for 6 games based on their investigation, which I guess was more detailed than the actual people whose job it is to investigate stuff like that. Never mind that the lead investigator for the NFL said, don't charge him. There's not enough evidence here. Don't have a statement from the NFL yet. Let me go to their page. I don't want to be disrespectful to the NFL when maybe they have done it. Hang on here. Takes me a minute. All right, so here we go. NFL.com. NFL. Bang. All right, let's see. We got the Super Bowl 55 set. We've got somebody on here answering your NFL questions. Got happy 45th birthday to the 10,000-yard rushing club member. Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. You can get your cutout and be a fan in the stands. You got 3 heroes from the global pandemic community. Still looking. Still looking. Still looking. Still looking. I am still looking. I don't see it. We, the NFL, are investigating. I'm still looking. Hold on. Still looking. I'm way down now. I'm way, way, way down. NFL versus. Got that. TD celebrations. Got that. Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown versus. Got that. Way down now. Way down. Nope. Not seeing anything from the NFL. Maybe I got to Google it. Maybe I got to Google it. NFL statement on, what's this person's name? Chad Wheeler. All right, so hang on. Sorry to take up your time with this. It's kind of important. All right, here we go. Yep. Yep. Nope. Nothing. Let me go to the people who would know, TMZ. Did the NFL release a statement? Nope. Nothing yet. That's kind of strange. You know, the league that was so focused on domestic violence a little while ago, you know, domestic violence, we're going to tackle it. We're going to bring in outside people to review it and cover it, and we're going to be more sensitive to it. And not even a statement. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, Longhorn Keith, man. How are you, brother?
Doing okay. Am I wrong? Have you seen a statement out on this Chad Wheeler guy?
No, sir. I wouldn't expect one, though. I have not. But thanks for keeping us up to date on the situation. But that's the hypocrisy of the NFL, is it not?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
So, and that's kind of, I don't want to take away from your thunder about this story, but I do want to talk about the hypocrisy of the NFL, if I may.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
While I certainly today give shout out and kudos to Jennifer King, the young African American assistant running back coach of the Washington football team. I am proud for her getting a position while at the same time as a black man, and I know this is going to cause a lot of controversy and maybe even upset some people, but I just got to say this because it's really bothering me. How hypocritical of the NFL to go out and hire a black woman based off of her merits, and yet there are players who have played in that league and also suffered in that league, coached in that league, given their bodies for that league, and yet most of them, a large majority of them, can't even get an interview.
Yes. No, I mean, again, that's not throwing shade on black women at all. It's just a statement of a fact.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that, man, because I want to qualify that statement, man. I mean, and this is important for us. And let me know if you got to take a break, man, because I know you're up against it. But this is an important statement to make because black women, we know, are our queens and we love them. But at the end of the day, I think it's also important for us as a community to wisen up about the moves that the NFL are making, and in particular, in this situation, to take. Listen, man, I never want to discount somebody's merits and their hard work and what they've done to accomplish their dreams and goals. But at the end of the day, man, I've got to ask the question, what about all the men who were there working and sacrificing before her and who literally have played that game? Now, granted, she's a 7-time All-Star quarterback in the women's division. It's a different ballgame, and I'm just wondering, I mean, let's be real for a minute. I'm just wondering how many men would listen to a coach who's never played the game, and especially a female coach who's never played the game at running back.
Yeah, I think you're on to it, Keith. I'm right there with you. And let me explain it. And folks are they're gonna roll their eyes so hard on this take that they're gonna pull a spleen, a pancreas, and everything else. I mean, they about to really hurt. Let me hit the top of the hour, and then I want to come back with what you're right on it, Keith. We'll be right back with Keith Longhorn Keith right after this on lunch break.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Also streaming live on kyokradio.org. All right, Longhorn Keith, let me come back to you real quick. So, trying to find let me just jump in it. Let me stop trying to qualify it. This young lady being qualified, getting an opportunity, is great and it's phenomenal. But sometimes people will use a good thing the wrong way or use a good thing to take away from the attention to the bad things. And while she could be, qualified, it's great that she is a woman getting this opportunity. All that's phenomenal. Don't want to take 1 ounce of that away from her. It still doesn't change the fact that the NFL has a hiring problem when it comes to black men as coaches, coordinators, general managers, and front office executives. And for them to do this and use her promotion as a C, we did this. It doesn't change the fact that the black men are getting overlooked as head coaches, coordinators, and general managers, front office execs. So it really does further pit us against ourselves. So now when Longhorn Keith calls in and says something about it, see, he just hating on black women. And that's why we can't get nowhere, because black men can't ever support us when we get a leg up. And the reality of the matter is, it's not that we're not supporting this sister. We are 100% behind this sister times 1,000, times infinity. But it doesn't change the fact that there's still a hiring problem with qualified black men in front office, head coach, general manager, and coordinator positions. So, there can be 2 wrongs in the same situation. There can be multiple issues in the same situation. And one doesn't take away from the other, and the other one does not minimize the good thing in the one.
Bro, man, you better preach. Golly. That you articulated my very thought process, because honestly, man, I've been thinking all morning like, this is interesting, but didn't know how to completely articulate it in that fashion, because to be truthful, we have to walk on eggshells when it comes to our women. And I said earlier, and I misspoke when I said the hypocrisy of the NFL. In fact, this is business as usual, not the hypocrisy, because business as usual, for let's just call it what it is, for the white CEO or owner has always been, when it comes to the black family, as long as I can get them to disagree with one another, and more importantly, listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by no means, but I'm just showing you the business as usual model that they have in terms of, we'll take a woman because she is black and put this out there to placate the community. And more importantly, we're going to placate another community. She's also black and she's also gay, right?
Yep.
So now we have this community that we can also say, well, look at us. And here's where the frustration for me as a black man comes from. And again, that's not my industry, but I've seen this play out in every industry that I've been a part of. At what point do you continue, or at what point do you stop and say, there are some qualified men who have but who have sacrificed in this particular industry? Do they not get a fair shake? From last accounts, I just heard a report from the Houston Chronicle that Eric Bieniemy is no longer a final candidate for the Texans job. And I'm just starting to wonder, what disqualifies this young man? One of the best play callers in the NFL, and I continue to hear, well, he can't interview well, or he can't. But I'm trying to understand. Can somebody please give me a transcript of the interview, or at least play it back on the Zoom call that you had? Because I'm trying to understand why a black man, all of a sudden, he can play call well, but he can't interview? Come on, bro, something wrong with this picture.
Yeah, let me just say this. I'm old enough to remember when they said that Tony Dungy didn't interview well.
Talk, sir.
I'm old enough to remember when they said Marvin Lewis didn't interview well. I'm old enough to remember those people right there who are as brilliant as they come in every area of life, but The conversation is they don't interview well. Let me take this a little bit deeper. You got me going now. Even if the owners themselves, and there are a few of them that don't, have any racist intentions, they have preferences, they have a comfort zone. And sometimes you will find people who don't realize that they have a propensity to be comfortable with a non-threatening woman than they are with an aggressive, just strong-willed black man. And it's not in their mind. It's not racism. I'm just like they keep. A lot of folks keep saying now. The owners and the general managers, they hire people that they're comfortable with. Well, the Washington football team said we're comfortable with a black woman. Now, granted, they do have a black man who's a head of some football executive position in Washington, but there are others that would be more comfortable with a black woman than they are with black men. And that's why you see the hiring going up higher in major corporations with black women, because it covers a couple of boxes. And like you pointed out, it could cover 3 in 1. I got a black, I got a woman, and I've got someone from the LGBTQ community. I don't mean to. I did not mean to mess it up if I did. But you got to understand, there are some people who their thinking has been conditioned to, this is the path to least resistance if I do this, versus if I step out there with an Eric Bieniemy, he gonna want to take over. If I step out there, remember Bo Porter back in the day with the Astros? Bo didn't get fired because he was qualified. Bo got fired because he wanted to do what the Astros eventually did sooner. And because he went around Jeff Luhnow, you ain't gonna do that to me. And he got him fired. And guess what? Jeff Luhnow turned out to be a snake. Jeff Luhnow turned out to be a liar. Jeff Luhnow turned out to be a cheat. But you're not going to have no black man forcing my hand and making me do that.
Bro, and let me just say this to every black woman that's listening, and to every person that's listening. I want to make this plea to you. This is not a call to say that, woe is the black man. What we're calling out, or at least from my standpoint, what I am calling out is the consistent system of, I don't even want to call it the systematic racism system, because the truth is, this is one of those, well, we know how to play the game and keep everybody quiet while also increasing our revenue share. And unfortunately, the only people who haven't caught on to this or have gotten hip to this until George Floyd incident were the African American community, in which we continue to spend money with people who don't look like us, who don't give a damn about us, who don't care about us.
Right.
But yet they continue to take our dollars.
Right. Yep.
And until we scream, and then they'll come back and say, okay, we're here. Let me placate you for a little bit. We're not dogs. You're not going to give us toys anymore and be like, that's why, honestly, man, I'm not a Texans fan, as you know, but I love Deshaun Watson. And I was really hurt at first, like, come on, Deshaun, why are you doing it? But now, you know what, honestly, I had a chance to look at this, and I want Deshaun to do whatever is going to make him happy.
Yep.
Because I'm sick and tired of these players, these professional players, placating to billionaire owners who don't care nothing about them. And then at the end, you put your life on the line. Yes, it's a career that you chose. But at the end of the day, you can choose to make moves the way you want to make moves. And I'm totally okay with Deshaun Watson, not that he did my okay, but I'm totally okay with that young man saying, no, I'm not playing these games with you. You gonna lie to me? Cool. Lie to yourself, because I won't be here.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I want Deshaun to do what's best for Deshaun. He doesn't owe anybody anything. They didn't give him $160 million. He earned it. And if he has now decided that no amount of money will make me want to continue to live in, play in, work in this environment, more power to him. That's supposedly the American way. Again, I don't understand why it's great when Jerry Jones pulls himself up from his bootstraps and builds up a wealth enough to buy a team, but let somebody else do it, like Kyrie Irving was talking about, and all of a sudden it's crazy. They don't know anything about this and they don't know anything about that. Well, guess what? Neither did Jerry Jones. And I think the organization is still suffering from that. But anyway, I digress. I agree with you 100% that it's almost like sometimes it's more systemic than it is racist. The system is more the issue than it being racism. But then there are other times when the racism is more the issue than the system. And then there's times when the two go hand in hand. But what we got to realize is that we can't allow other people to pit our culture against one another. We're going to celebrate this young lady. We hope that she gets every chance to be as great as she wants to be. But that still doesn't change the fact that the NFL has a hiring problem when it comes to black people. It doesn't change that at all. It doesn't change. She's a position coach. She ain't the offensive coordinator. She ain't the defensive coordinator. She's certainly not the assistant head coach or the head coach or the general manager or the vice president of football operations. So, let's celebrate it, but let's not lose focus on what the real issue is, and let's certainly not allow people to pit us against one another.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Hey, brother, well, last thing I'll ask you is, do you have any more of those tickets to the game in February 27th?
I sure do, and because we just had such a great conversation. You got 2 of them with your name on it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, man. I'll follow up with you so you can get them, brother, okay?
Okay. Sounds good, man. God bless. Take care.
All right, Longhorn Keith got those because, man, that brother just always goes to a very, very deep level. He just picked up 2 tickets to see the State Fair Classic, Grambling versus Prairie View, February 27th in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. It's going to be a great game. I got more tickets to give away, so stay right there for your chance to win. All right, let me take a quick break. Again, if you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card and you want to drive for a reputable company, then you need to call this number, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. If you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card and you want to drive for a reputable company, the number to dial, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680. I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, what's going on? This is Lecrae, and right now you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I was trying to play one of my beds and ended up getting Amber with the disclaimer again. So let me see if I can't get something queued up here real quick. But the Longhorn Keith, great comments, great discussion. I know a lot of folks, here we go about race again, but you gotta understand, man, y'all, a lot of people have never experienced what some others have. It doesn't make it less important. And stop with that doggone victim mentality. So you're gonna be a victim all your life? Shut up. You've never gone through it. You don't get to determine when someone is a victim and they are not. Shut up. Just because you have a Twitter account, a Facebook account, an Instagram account, and a Snapchat account does not mean your opinion is necessary. If you don't understand it and you don't agree with it, share it with your friends and your family. But stop telling people how they have to feel when it's something that you have never experienced in your life. Oh, I got discriminated against. I lived in a black neighborhood and they discriminated against me. Clearly they didn't. You're still here whining about it. Who's the victim now? Stop it. Let other people handle their stuff. If you're not going to be a part of the solution, stop being a part of the problem. It is great that this young lady got the position. It's phenomenal. It does not change the fact that the NFL has a hiring problem when it comes to black people, when it comes to minorities. We're still on first in the NFL, and it's over 100 years old. First Muslim American to get a head coaching job. First woman to get an assistant coaching job. We're still on first, and this thing's 100 years old, and people got the nerve to say, "Oh well, you're just a victim." Shut up. Do it right, and I promise you, nobody will have anything to say about it. Finally get it right, and people will not have anything to say about it. Chad Wheeler the NFL should have released a statement about Chad Wheeler by now. Seattle should be saying more than just, we're gathering the facts. It's ridiculous how they gather the facts real quickly when it's some people and they gather them real slow when it's others. And Astro fans, don't say a word. Do not say a word. Do not say a word. Y'all absolutely loved Roberto Osuna when he was down here. Loved him. Defended him. As soon as he started racking up saves, y'all were in love with him. Don't say a word. Let's sit this one out. Every one of the local announcers could do exactly what I did. Called up to the office that handled his case in Canada and asked what certain terms meant. And once you understood what their terminology meant in their legal system, then you will understand his case was far worse than it was presented to be. Certain terminology seemed real mundane to us. Like, oh, well, they dropped the charges. No, different terminology meant something totally different. There are pictures of this woman just literally looking like blood is coming out of her nose, swollen features on her face. I'm praying for her and her family. Praying for her and her family. All right, we're about to play some stats battles after this, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Let me change the mood of the show. It's Winning Wednesday on the lunch break. Again, if you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card and you're interested in driving for a reputable company, this is the number you need to write down and call, 832-767-3211, 832-767-3211. All right, we'll be right back right after this.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690. Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all. It is that time. It is that time. It is that time where we're going to give somebody else a chance to win some tickets to the State Fair Classic. Grambling State Tigers versus the Prairie View A&M Panthers. It's going to be February 27th, 2021. Yep. In the Cotton Bowl up in Dallas. 3 o'clock kickoff. I got your tickets right here, but you're going to have to play some stats battles with me, all right? All right, you know how it goes. If you don't, let me break it down for you. I've got 2 players in a sport. They will be from the same sport, and I'm not going to tell you their name. It's player A versus player B. I will compare their stats in the same categories, and you get to vote on which player you think is the better player, A or B. At the end, we'll count up all the votes. We'll find out who wins, and if you can tell me who one of the players is, just one of them, not both of them, but who one of the players is, you can win 2 tickets to the State Fair Classic. Again, Grambling versus Prairie View, February 27th in the Cotton Bowl up in Dallas at 3 o'clock. All right, here we go. All right, and this is how you can get your votes in. You can put them on social media. You can call me, 281-453-1000, and just say AJ Player A or AJ Player B, and I'll count the vote. Even if you want to split a vote, give me a half for A and a half for B, we can do that. Or you can text me, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. And then last and certainly not least, you can email aj@kyoksports.com, aj@kyoksports.com. I think I got all the different ways you can get them in. Let's go. All right, player A. Player A, in his career, had a season when he threw the ball for over 5,030 yards. Player A had a season where he threw the ball for over 5,030 yards. Player B, best season, threw the ball, completed passes for 4,710 yards. Player A, over 5,030. Player B, 4,710. Who do you want, player A or player B? Player A or player B? Hit me up on social media. Call me, 832-403-5005. Text me, 832-403-5005. Or email aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. Which player do you want? Player A threw the ball for over 5,030 yards. Player B, 4,710. Keith Hennick said give him player B. Keith Hennick said give him player B. Let me go to my text messages. Kev said give him player A. T-Bone, what's up, man? T-Bone, you fell out of the running in the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Challenge. He said give him player B. 832-432 said give them player A. 832-417, give them player B. All right. Ray said give him player A. JT said give him player A. Let's see who else we got here. 832-996 said give them player A. So right now it is 5-3. 5-3. All right, 346-552 said give them player A. Let me do one more. Do one more. All right, Dale. Dale said give him player A. So right now it's 7-3. All right, let's go to category number 2. Category number 2. Player A. Player A in one season averaged 315 yards per game. In one season averaged 315 yards per game. Player B in one season averaged 294 yards per game. 315 for player A, 294 for player B. Who do you want, player A or player B? Player A or player B? Who do you want? Who do you want? Stats battles. Okay. Area code 270. Don't know where that is. 270-263 said give them player B. All right. I think that was from the first category. 713-946 said give them player A. Keith Hennig said give him player B. It's 13. I'm sorry. It's 8-5. It's 8-5. All right. 281-739 said give them player B. All right. Let's see. 713-561 just came in, said give them player A. And this person says, and I think I know who it is. All right. 832-885 said give them player B. Right now it's 9-7. Close one. 713-384 said give them player A. All right. 10-8. 10-8. Let's go to category number 3. Category number 3. Player A in one season had a completion percentage of 67%. Player A completed 67% in his best season ever. Player B in his best season completed 70% of his passes. 70% of his passes. Player A or player B? 67% for player A, 70% for player B. Player A or player B? Player A or player B? Kev said give him player B. All right. T-Bone said give him player B. Player B is starting to catch up. It's 10-9 right now. Who you got? 67% versus 70% of the passes. Keith Hennig said give him player B. It is all tied up. 832-432 said give him player A. That's interesting. 832-471, give him player A. All right, 832-996. She said give her player B. All right, so it's 12-11. 346-552 said give her player B. 12 all. It's 12 all. Dale said give him player A. Said you trying to trick us. All right, you think? 270-263 said give him player B. It's 13-13. All right, 713-946 said give them player B. Player B is taking the lead for the first time. 713-561 said give them player B. 15-13. Let me go to category number 4. Category number 4. Player A had a passer rating in his best season of 106. Best season had a passer rating of 106 for the whole season. Player B had a passer rating of 106 for his best season? Player A, 106. Player B, 106. Who you want? Player A or player B? Player A or player B? Both of them, 106 for their best passer rating. A or B? 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. Or text me, 832-403-5005. Or email. Let me go to email. I haven't checked email yet. My bad. I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. Tony said, give him player A. All right, so it's 15-14 right now. Keith Hennick is sticking with player B. I think Keith Hennick knows who player B is. I think Keith Hennick knows who player B is, and he's just sticking with him. All right, who else we got? All right, Randall said, give him player A. It is 16-15. Jerry said, give her player A. 16 all. Good Lord, y'all. DK said, give him player B. GG said, give her player B. All right, let me go back. Those are all email. Let me go back to the phone text message. All right, 832-471 said, give her player A. All right. Keith Hennick, you are hilarious. Keith Hennick said, you ain't going to trick me on Jameis Winston. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right. ER said, give him player A. It's 13-13, y'all. It's 13. I'm sorry. It's 18-18. Excuse me. It's 18-18. I can't even count. Y'all got me. Man, I messed up. All right. Ray said, give him player A. I'm going to take one more. Natasha said, give her player B. It is 19-19. Final category. Y'all ready? Here we go. Player A. Best season. Through 41 touchdowns. Best season through 41 touchdowns in a season. Player B, best season through 34 touchdowns in a season. 41 versus 34. 41 versus 34. Who you want, player A or player B? This will be the deciding category. Player A or player B. 41 for player A in his career. Player B, 34. Still close. All right. We go to the phone. All right. Earl said, give him player A. 832-432 said, give her player A. 832-471 player B. Good Lord. Keith Hennick said, give him player B. Good Lord. It's 21-21. Let me go down this list. All right. 832-996 said player A. 346-552, player A. Player A starting to pull away. 270-263 said player B. 743-946 said player B. It is 23-23. All right, I'm going to do what I did last week. I'm just going to scroll, and wherever I list, the next vote wins it. 832-552 said player A. It is 24-23, player A over player B. Now, I'll take the very first caller, 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. If you think you know which one of the players, or name one of the players in today's stats battle. If you can name one of the players in the stats battle, I'll take your call. 281-453-1000, and you will get tickets to the State Fair Classic, Grambling versus Prairie View, February 27th. You'll get 2 tickets to that. Again, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I'll take the first caller. Take a break. We'll be right back right after this message from Lily and the Tax Doctor.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to the Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, let me clear my throat. Just had a great battle of stats battles right here on the Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK. And player A just edged out player B 24-23. I mean, I can't even count up all the votes, but over 50 people voted. We were able to count 47 of them. Wow, good thing I wasn't counting for the presidential election, huh? Let me go to the phone line, see if we got a winner. Hello, you're live on the Lunch Break. Who's this?
It's Keith Hennick. How are you?
Keith Hennick, you had me going with that. You made me laugh out loud on that Jameis Winston message you sent me. That's hilarious.
Well, as an old Buccaneer, I do know that Jameis Winston threw for over 5,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that he had very high numbers.
Uh-huh.
I also know he never won a thing.
Right.
That's my player, Jameis Winston.
So you think it's Jameis Winston? I will give you a hint. I will give you a hint and see if you want to change your answer. Neither one of these quarterbacks has won a Super Bowl. Neither one of them has won a Super Bowl in their careers. So do you want to, is that your final answer? Do you want to phone a friend? Do you want to use a lifeline?
No, that's my final answer, AJ.
All right. Well, Keith, let me just tell you this. Player A was none other than Matthew Aloysius Stafford.
Oh.
Matthew Stafford in 2011 threw for 5,038 yards, 41 touchdowns, and had an average 315 yards per game. In 2015, he completed 67% of his passes. And in 2019, he had a quarterback rating of 106. Player B was Phillip Rivers.
Oh, no.
Phillip Rivers.
Really? Oh, boy. That's 2 strikes.
Yep, Phillip Rivers. But you know what, Keith? Keith, here's what I'm going to do. You got 2 tickets just for playing. You got 2 tickets for the State Fair Classic on February 27th, Grambling versus Prairie View, up at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. I will make sure you get those and the other stuff that we owe you, because one of the sponsors said, hey, did we ever send that to Keith Hennick? No, we haven't. We're going to get it out to you. Okay, brother?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Congratulations, Keith Hennick, for even playing stats battles right here on the Lunch Break.
Thank you.
Man, I tell you what, that was a good guess, though. That was a very good guess because, like Keith said, Jameis Winston threw for over 5,000 yards that year, but he also threw for 30 interceptions. And that's why he ended up getting let go by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which turned out in hindsight to be a smart decision because they picked up one Tom Aloysius Brady, and they're on their way to a Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Super Bowl. So congratulations, though, on the stats battle. So, yeah, Phillip Rivers, most he ever thrown for was 47-10 in 2010. That year, he averaged 294 yards per game. In 2008, he threw 34 touchdowns and had a quarterback rating of 106. And in 2013, he completed 70% of his passes for the entire season. For the entire season, completed 70% of his passes. Now, what would have given it away if I had done most yards, total yards for his career? Matthew Stafford had 45,109. Phillip Rivers, 63,440. Touchdowns for his career, Matthew Stafford, 282. Phillip Rivers for his career, 421. The interceptions might have given it away as well. Let's see. Matthew Stafford in his rookie year threw 20 interceptions. Phillip Rivers, Phillip Rivers has three seasons with 20 interceptions or more. He had 20 last year, 21 in 2016, and 20 in 2011. So very interesting stats battle. Phillip Rivers and Matthew Stafford. Of course, a lot of folks are trying to guess where Matthew Stafford is going to end up. He and Detroit have mutually agreed to part ways. And there are a lot of people that feel like Matthew Stafford didn't have a lot around him in Detroit. I'll say this. He had Larry Johnson. He had Megatron. Calvin Johnson, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Grandmama. But he had Calvin Johnson, Megatron. I mean, he's had some players around. I don't think the organization has been run well. And he has had some injuries. Back, shoulder, other stuff. So before we just, bury that Matthew Stafford hadn't had a bunch of talent around him, and then all of a sudden, if he gets to, Pittsburgh, he's going to be a player. I think he's a solid quarterback. I don't think he's a future Hall of Famer. I don't think Phillip Rivers is a future Hall of Famer. Although I think Phillip Rivers is closer to the cusp than Matthew Stafford is. Keith Hennig said he had no O-line and no defense. That may be true. He's definitely had bad management. Matt Millen, Spielman. I don't think those guys have been the right folks in the front office. So guess what those folks will do? They won't bring in the right parts. Sometimes you can have all the talent in the world and it still not be the right parts for that team. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the organization. Even less now that they got Dan Campbell in there. That's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. If I hear somebody tell me that Eric Bieniemy didn't interview well and they don't immediately bring up Dan Campbell, I don't know, man. I ain't responsible for what I'm going to say next. I ain't responsible for what I'm going to say next. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Phillip Rivers go. Where Matthew Stafford go. A lot of folks think that Matthew Stafford is on his way to the Colts, which for some reason they're about to become like Oklahoma. You know how Oklahoma was getting all these after Johnny Manziel, then they got they got the transfer Baker Mayfield, and then after that Kyler Murray, and then after that they got Jalen Hurts when he transferred. I know I got him in the wrong order, but it's almost like Oklahoma became transfer U for quarterbacks. It's like the Colts are about to become transfer you for quarterbacks. Here's my question. Why is no one talking about Jacoby Brissett? Well, AJ, did you see him play a couple years ago? Yeah, I saw him play hurt. I saw him play with a lot of guys that were hurt around him. His offensive line had problems. T.Y. Hilton was out for a better part of the year, and they had to rush him back from an MCL injury because Brian Hoyer looked like straight trash. And all of a sudden, it's like Jacoby Brissett is Mike Glennon. Please. I mean, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. Matthew Stafford or Jacoby Brissett at this stage of their careers, I might give a healthy Jacoby Brissett a fair chance to be a starter again. But AJ, they're trying to win now. Okay. I'd give Jacoby Brissett a fair chance. Notice I didn't say I would give him the starting job. I would give him a fair chance to be a starter again. If you're going to give Taysom Hill a fair chance to be the starter in New Orleans, you mean to tell me you can't give Jacoby Brissett a fair chance to be a starter in Indy, healthy? With Jonathan Taylor and with the other wide receivers that they got in place of T.Y. Hilton. And oh yeah, by the way, T.Y. Hilton's healthy again. With that offensive line, and he's mobile, and he can throw. All right. Okay. Get rid of Jacoby if you want. I don't want to hear your mouth when he pops up somewhere like, I don't know, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, back in New England. What do you mean, Baltimore? I mean, they already got Lamar Jackson. Yeah, but guess what? Lamar went down a couple of times, and they had to depend on Robert Griffin III until he got hurt, and then they had to depend on Chase McSorley. Let that be Jacoby Brissett. Just ask the Texans how that worked out for them when they played against the backup to the backup. Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, Jacksonville's probably going to go all in on who. But you're right. I would bring Brissett in and let him do the gap year for your boy. But they're going to start Trevor Lawrence from the minute they get him. From the second they get him, they're going to start Trevor Lawrence. What's crazy to me is these quarterbacks right here are going to be struggling to find jobs next season. Cam Newton, who clearly was not 100% this season and was on a team that was 7-8 players down from where they could have and should have been. And Cam was even worse after he got COVID. But he's going to be struggling looking for a job. Ready? Jameis Winston will be struggling looking for a job unless he decides to stay in New Orleans and compete. Tyrod Taylor, Jacoby Brissett, all those guys struggling looking for jobs next season. Unless they agree to be backups. It's not like they're going to have a fair chance to start. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm telling you right now, call me nuts if you want to. I would hook my stuff to Cam Newton or Jacoby or Tyrod, Jameis, and I'd say, let's go. Let's play. And I would use them in a way that best fit their skill set instead of trying to make them traditional NFL quarterbacks. But of course, guys who think like me don't get many opportunities. Guys that look like me don't get many opportunities to make those kind of decisions. You get the bright and sharp Matt LaFleur's and the bright and sharp Sean McDermott's that get in big games and then can't think straight. All right, let me go ahead and give you a quick sports update and get ready to get out of here. The Rockets have won 3 in a row after beating Washington 107-88. John Wall, 24 points on his favorite team. Russell Westbrook, in his first return to Houston since being traded, scored 19, 11, and 7 in the loss. Rockets looking for win number 4 in a row when they host Portland tomorrow at 6:30. It'll be the first time that they'll have Christian Wood, John Wall, and DeMarcus Cousins healthy at the same time. It's going to be interesting. Oh, and Victor Oladipo at the same time. It's going to be very interesting. Spurs going to host Boston at 7:30 tonight. Washington at New Orleans at 8. Dallas at Utah at 8. Texans interviewed Leslie Frazier for the second time yesterday. And they interviewed Baltimore Ravens assistant head coach David Culley for their vacant head coaching position. Published reports are saying that Eric Bieniemy is no longer a candidate for the Texans' job. We'll dig into that deeper. Number 5, UT lost to 24 Oklahoma, 80-79. UT was underhanded, and they were without Coach Shaka Smart, who's out with COVID. LSU beat A&M 78-66. Tonight, Houston Baptist at Incarnate Word at 7. Sam Houston at A&M Corpus Christi at 7. Stephen F. Austin at Abilene Christian at 7:30. And number 2, Baylor is going to host Kansas State at 8. Number 2, Baylor is still undefeated. All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on with her COVID-19 update. I got to get ready to go. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I do love you. There's nothing you can do about it except wear your mask, wash your hands for 30 seconds or more, sanitize everything around you, and be sensitive to everyone around you. Give them their 6 feet. And when you see the racism that is permeating our country, our politics, our sports, our financial systems, our housing systems, our employment systems, kill it, not the people, the racism. And if you don't believe in racism and systemic racism, hush. You're clearly not a part of the solution. So even by your denial, you're a part of the problem. All right, I'm gone. Y'all have a good one. Here's Sybil Wilkes.
It's not in the position at the time, acting chief of the U.S. Capitol Police, Yogananda Pittman, was called before a House committee to answer questions Tuesday about the response to the Capitol attack by Trump supporters. In a prepared statement, Captain Pittman took responsibility for the mistakes, adding that the force did not do enough in preparation for the terrorist attacks. The history-making police official promised they will do better going forward, and they must make changes. President Joe Biden announced he expects anyone who wants a COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. should be able to do so by this spring. Biden also set a new vaccination goal of 150 million shots in his first 100 days in office. That goal is equal to 1.5 million vaccines administered per day. Vaccine maker Moderna said it is on track to deliver 100 million doses to the government by the end of March and 200 million doses by the end of June. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered. There is room.
All right, y'all. I really hope y'all enjoyed the show. Had a lot of fun. Longhorn Keith, man, great calls today. I appreciate you. Keith Hennick, appreciate you being the first phone caller. No, it's Woody, as you like to call her. El Michelle called in trying to win on the stats battle. So for being you, man, just being great. Caller of the year 2020. All of y'all, thank you for the support. Thank you for the following. Y'all stay safe. Not divided, united. I truly do love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Y'all take care.